This is KVUE News Midday.
The president heading into one of the most challenging weeks of his presidency, his stance on the upcoming budget deadline, and his renewed health care push. And a search for two suspects in a Pflugerville shooting continues, the latest in the investigation. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Terry Gruca. I want to give you a live look outside. Just a beautiful sunny Monday. So how's the rest of our work week shaping up? Let's get right to what we're checking with Storm Team meteorologist Erica Lopez this morning. Just a great day out there, Erica.
Oh my goodness, yes, such a great start to the work week. It's the first day of a long sunny stretch we'll be enjoying here in central Texas. Temperatures are quite comfortable today. Today will be pretty average, but we are entering into a warming trend, so I'll chat about that in just a second. Clear blue skies out there, some light winds coming in from the south, so we're now increasing humidity. Temperatures warming up quite nicely, lower 70s right now, both at ABIA and at Camp Mabry. So plenty of 70s this afternoon, closer to 80 the further south we are. Brownsville at 79. The Hill Country, they were in the lower 40s earlier this morning, now warming up into the mid-60s, a few 70s in Kingsland. Austin at 72 degrees, Buda at 700. Just ignore Georgetown. They're still hanging out on the weekend there at 124 degrees. Right now, 68 in Bastrop and 70 in LaGrange. So, dew points. This is a huge story. It's warm today, this afternoon. Expect things to be warmer, but the good news is that the dew points will remain low. Expect those to increase as we progress through the work week, though. Here's what we're talking hour by hour. Lunchtime plans, 70s this afternoon, lower 80s is our forecasted high. But Terry, I'm tracking about a 10-degree warm up by tomorrow and also into Wednesday. I'll chat about that in the full forecast.
We'll see you then. Thanks, Erica. Pflugerville police are still looking for two gunmen accused of shooting someone near Lake Pflugerville, and that person was hurt. This is video from the scene. The shooting happened Saturday around 9 p.m. near Weiss Lane and Pflugerville Parkway. When police arrived, they found a vehicle with multiple bullet holes. One of the passengers was hit by a bullet. Medics took him to the hospital. Right now, police are looking for two men in their early 20s, both about 6 feet tall. Officers believe they drove off in a red Mazda or Toyota sedan. If you know anything, you are asked to call police. A Georgetown mother has filed a lawsuit after her 14-year-old son was shot on a hunting trip with friends. It happened last October on a ranch in Burnett and Lampasas counties. Bradley filed the lawsuit last week after she says the father who owns the ranch allowed 6 teenagers to handle guns, drink alcohol, and go hunting unsupervised. She says the teens shot her son for not going along with the dare. The other family claims the rifle went off while being set down on the AC vent and called it an accident.
We have been harassed and bullied enough that it was time now to make sure that we're protected.
Melissa Bradley says her son is losing feeling in his fingers, and the emotional trauma caused him to switch schools. An attorney for the other family says they hope to work with the Bradley family on expenses related to the shooting. Leander ISD officials sending out a warning to parents about a potentially dangerous cleaning product we told you about a few weeks ago. Wiley Middle School says they want you to keep an eye out for borax. Apparently students are taking the household cleaning product to campus to make homemade slime, and they're bringing it in water bottles. Borax can cause eye, respiratory, and skin irritation. Leander school leaders are asking parents to talk with their children. If your child ingests borax, you need to contact poison control immediately. Early voting begins today for a multi-million-dollar bond package aiming to make improvements in San Marcos. Voters will decide whether to support an almost $32 million bond package that will go toward public safety improvements, as well as a library expansion. If approved, property taxes would go up by about $126 a year for homes worth $150,000. If you can't make it out for early voting, you'll be able to hit the ballot boxes May 6th. That is 2 weeks from now. Voters can find their polling locations right on our website, KVUE.com. It is a big day for hundreds of people here in Austin. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services will swear in 350 people from 70 countries who will officially become citizens of the United States. The special event will kick off at the University of Texas LBJ Auditorium at 2 o'clock. Today, former President Barack Obama will give a speech at the University of Chicago. It is his first public event since leaving office. Today's event will focus on civic engagement and the university's Fine Arts Center. President Obama met with at-risk young men and boys yesterday to talk about job skills and employment opportunities. Challenges loom ahead of President Trump's 100th day in office. Government funding expires Friday, and it could be a showdown to avoid a government shutdown as the administration tries to score more victories ahead of the 100-day mark. ABC's Janae Norman is in Washington with more.
5 days out from his 100th day in office, President Trump has fallen short of most of the standards he set for himself during the campaign.
What follows is my 100-day action plan to make America great again.
In October, the president offered a contract with the American voter. He promised legislation on 10 major campaign promises within his first 100 days. But so far, he's only moved forward with one of those bills, the plan to repeal and replace Obamacare that hasn't passed. The administration is touting less important bills and executive orders as other measures of Trump's success.
We've signed more legislation into law in the first 100 days than anybody in the last 50 years. We've put out more executive orders than any previous administration in the last 50 years.
No administration has accomplished more in the first 90 days.
But the president has been busy on his rallying cry of illegal immigration, signing 2 executive orders, stripping federal funding from sanctuary cities, calling for triple the number of ICE officers, adding thousands of Border Patrol agents, and ordering construction on the nearly 2,000-mile-long wall along the U.S.-Mexico border. That border wall could create a costly hurdle in the coming days. The House and Senate have until midnight Friday to cut a $1 trillion spending deal to prevent a partial government shutdown on Trump's 100th day. The president wants a government funding bill that includes money for the wall, but so far Democrats are refusing.
I will build a great wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall. Mark my words.
That new ABC News Washington Post poll found 56% of Americans say President Trump hasn't accomplished much so far, and a majority doubt his honesty and trustworthiness. But 96% of Americans who voted for Trump in November say they have no regrets and would vote for him again. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
Scary video out of Arkansas. Take a look at this. A volunteer firefighter's dashboard camera was rolling when a 4-year-old fell out of a moving church bus. Yeah, you see that back door swing open and the child fall out. One motorist stopped and rushed to the girl. He happened to be a licensed EMT and volunteer firefighter. He says the girl was unconscious but started to wake up as he approached. The girl's parents say she has a broken jaw and needs surgery. The church says it will no longer use that bus, but no explanation as to how that door flung open. Wow, scary. You know, Texas has a state flag, a state song, even a state flower. What lawmakers are voting on that could come with a bang. Plus, lots of controversy this morning over the removal of Confederate monuments in New Orleans.